That's what's really cool about Supreme. You never know what you're going to get, and you're always going to get something that ties into the culture. What's going on YouTube? Taylor Prentice back here with another video. In this video we're going to be talking about the week 8 drop list for Supreme's fall winter 2022 season, which is set to drop on Thursday, October 20th. So there are no huge collaborations for this week. It's honestly kind of a dry week in my opinion, but with that being said, I make 2 to 3 streetwear content videos a week, so if you guys are interested in that, make sure to check out the channel. I cover stuff like Babe, Supreme, all that, so yeah, make sure to stay tuned on all the releases out there. Anyways, let's just go ahead and get on into this collection. So like I said, not my favorite, but starting off we have some pieces that I think are actually pretty solid. So both of these are small box logo. The hoodie is just your typical hoodie, and the bottoms are your cargo sweatpants. So I really like the array of colors on both of these, and I think these are a pretty solid option. Nothing too crazy going on here obviously, but something super nice for the fall winter, especially if you're just like chilling around the house. I really like Supreme's fleece wear, so yeah, I think these are good recommendations for this week, and I don't think anything this week will go super fast, so these might go quicker than you would expect just because there's not too much competition this week. But with that being said, I think the camo colorways are my favorites. So yeah, thought they did a solid job with these pieces. Definitely one of my favorite pieces from this week. Next we have the Dice sweater. So this one's alright. I don't really love it, but I don't think it's bad either. And these sweaters are acrylic, so they're gonna be a little bit stretchy. You're not gonna dry them, but yeah, I'm kind of indifferent on these. Didn't think they were bad. Not a piece I would want to wear really either. Next we have the Brush Twill zip jacket. If you guys know me, you know I don't really like zip up jackets without a hood, and the design on these isn't terrible either. I wish they did something on the front, like maybe just like Supreme on the left chest or whatever. I get it though, they don't always want to go over super branded. Again, this is a piece that I don't really hate, but I definitely don't like it. Next we have the flannel reversible puffer jacket. I think this one was a really good idea. Obviously the blue one was the one we saw the most at the beginning of the year and before the season started, but this brown one is definitely my favorite. I think it looks the coolest. The idea that these are reversible makes these a lot cooler though. I really like this plain side too, and I'm a big fan of puffer jackets, so I might be a little biased on these, but really the only one I think I would wear is the brown. I really like the color of that flannel. I feel like the black one is not very good, and the blue one is just like a lot harder to wear. I feel like you have to think about your fit a lot more when you're wearing that one, whereas the brown one can kind of go with whatever. And then we have the drip thermal. So I didn't like this piece at first until I realized that it was a thermal, which actually made me like it a lot more. I'm a big fan of thermals. This is a piece I could see myself rocking this fall winter, probably underneath something, but at the same time it's cool to have like a cooler thermal. My go-to ones are the polo ones, which I think are still super solid, but I do actually like this one now that I realized it was a thermal. If it was just a long sleeve t-shirt, I think I would not like it very much, and I do think I like the white and black one over the red and black one. Then we have the snap work shirt. So this one's not bad, not really my style, not really the style of most Supreme wearers. I feel like they always kind of release shirts like this. I think this denim one is alright. Really like all these are alright, just not really an item that I'm looking to get from Supreme. Then we have the Lotus short sleeve top. So I'll put some better pictures up so you guys can see more, but it just says Supreme amongst the leaves of the flower. This one's not terrible, but I don't really like the font that they chose for the lettering. So yeah, this one's gonna be another pass for me. Next we have a shot leather trench coat. This one looks really sick. Obviously it's gonna be for people who have a little bit more of a sartorial type of style. For someone who never dresses up like that, this is not really gonna do it for me, but if you're someone who lives in like New York City and always wearing suits and stuff, this is gonna be a killer piece. I really like the way it looks. I like that the buttoning isn't centered. I like that it's kind of offset, and I also like the leather belt. The detailing on this is really nice. Shot leather is really nice. So really this piece was executed pretty well. It's just gonna be super expensive. And then we've got some overalls here. I've never really been a big overall guy. I have a buddy who is, so he might be interested in these. I like that they gave a camo option here. These are pretty just standard though. I mean, nothing crazy going on here. It looks like really the only Supreme branding is on that back tab. I would be surprised if there isn't more branding on these somewhere. I think on the flaps of the pockets right here it says Supreme on them, but regardless, I think if you need a pair of overalls, these are going to do you right. Next we have the Qualité 6-panel cap. I really like these. I think they're really clean. The material looks really nice, and I appreciate them putting the text on the brim. Definitely not something you see very often, and I like the blank look of the front of the hat. So yeah, I really like these. Kind of surprised me how much I like these actually. Then we have the reflective jacquard logo camp cap. Not too big of a fan of these. I don't think they're bad. This red and green color are pretty bad though, in my opinion, but these three colorways kind of save it. I think this like snake skin type of colorway is the best though. And then we have the ribbed beanie with the classic logo on it. These ones are really clean. I really like the look of ribbed beanies, and I really like that classic logo, so I'm a big fan of these. If I were to pick one, I'd probably just go black, but I do like the other colorways too. Then we have a Beaver and Supreme gumball machine. So I'm not familiar with Beaver, but I imagine they make most of the gumballs and that type of stuff out there. So cool collaboration to see. Definitely a cool little piece to have in your house if you've got some extra money on the side for it. Next we have some air fresheners. So these are another cool little accessory. These would be good for me. I deliver pizzas, so my car smells like pizza half the time, so gotta always keep new air fresheners in. So this is a piece I could see myself using. And then we have the Supreme Boker glow in the dark knife. So I think it's cool that they're glow in the dark. I have no idea who Boker is though. I've never owned any knives or been into knives or anything like that, so let me know down below if you guys are familiar with them, if they're a high quality brand. I would imagine they are, but yeah, the fact that they're glow in the dark is pretty cool. I feel like that's actually pretty useful. Before we move into the collaborative pieces for this week, I wanted to touch on this. So there are a pair of Vans with Swarovski crystals set to drop for this week. We haven't seen any images on those yet though, so if you guys are interested in that, make sure to follow me on Instagram at TaylorPrenticeTGOD. I will be posting that stuff on my story and maybe even just like making actual posts about it. So yeah, stay tuned to me there for stuff that I don't always want to make a video on. I'm gonna try making shorts of more stuff too, so if pictures of this come out too, I might end up dropping a short video here on YouTube, just trying to do different things to see what people like the most. So let me know down below, what do you guys prefer, just posting on Instagram, making a shorts video about it, because I feel like a lot of times stuff like this isn't worthy of me making a whole video on it, but if I made like a quick little 1-minute video, I think it would suffice. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about that down below, because I'm curious to see what you guys would like more. But anyways, moving into this Duck Down music collaboration, I feel kind of like an imposter for this because I like to consider myself like a pretty knowledgeable music fan, especially when it comes to rap music, but I actually don't know who Duck Down Music Records is at all, and I don't really know any of these artists. After this video, I'm gonna have to go do some homework, check out these rappers, check out their music, and that's part of why I love Supreme so much, is because they're always working with people that I've never heard of and bringing me into the culture of New York especially, but just into the culture of hip-hop and streetwear in general. So I really respect them for putting people on to new stuff. But moving into the actual clothes here, we have the Duck Down Records hooded sweatshirt. So as you guys can see here, it's just got the left chest logo that says Duck Down Records with their image, and then on the back it has their logo kind of towards the bottom of the hoodie. I think these are actually pretty solid. I feel like the placement on the back is interesting. You don't see stuff like that too often. And then on the top it does say Supreme, similar to where it says like Nike right here. So another little cool detail. Next we have the Enter the Stage tee. So this is just a screenshot of Black Moon's album Enter the Stage, which I'm unfamiliar with, like I've said. On the back it says Buck 'em Down, has the Duck Down Records logo with the Supreme branding right there. So yeah, like I said, these kind of depend on if you know who Black Moon or just Duck Down Records are in general. I don't, but if this was like a Lil Wayne or like a 50 Cent piece, I would be all over it. So yeah, it's just like, if you know, you know. If you don't, maybe you won't like it as much. Next we have the Shinin' tee. So this one was for an artist named Smith & Wesson, and it looks like he had a song called Recognize. So yeah, like I said, I'm unfamiliar to all of this. So yeah, there's just not really too much for me to say about this, just because I don't know anything about them. But yeah, I am gonna do my research after this, so if I come up with any like cool little facts or anything, I probably will make short videos out of it, or just add stuff to the bio that I thought was interesting for you guys. But yeah, really all of these pieces really just depend on if you know who they are and if you like them or not. The last one, I feel like more normal people could wear this just if they like the artwork, because it doesn't really say anything about Duck Down Records, and I don't think most people are going to recognize this logo, but I think these are pretty clean. Just got the Supreme Arc logo. Overall, yeah, I thought this collaboration, like, it wasn't bad. I don't think any of the pieces were bad. I just don't recognize any of these people or like any of these albums or anything, so it's hard for me to get excited about them pretty much. But I think there will be people out there that get really excited for it, and I think the people that this caters to are going to be really happy, just because they probably never expected this from Supreme. But that's what's really cool about Supreme. You never know where you're going to get, and you're always going to get something that ties into the culture. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Definitely let me know down below what you guys think about this week. I do think it was like kind of a weak week. There are some pieces that I can see myself wearing, especially like the first pieces that I showed off with the small box logos, and then I did really like those Qualite caps. So yeah, there is some light to this week, but overall, I'm probably just going to be sitting this one out. So let me know what you guys are trying to get down below, and thank you so much for watching. We will see you next time. Have a good one.